Let's go on over to the Western Cape now, where SABC reporter Abraham is standing by. Tell us what is turning out to be the case in the Western Cape. The DA feeling comfortable, but they're sitting precariously close to that 50% mark. Abraham, what is the mood like?
Good afternoon. Do you know what? The numbers were very confusing while I was sitting in the briefing, and I actually had to go and clarify exactly what was going on. So at the moment, the completed vote in the Western Cape stands at around 33%. But all stations besides 10 in the Cape Metro are yet to be counted. Now, this doesn't really make sense. However, if you consider that the bulk of people in the Western Cape who are registered are based in the Metro, that makes more sense, and that will explain why we are only at 35% at the moment. So we are waiting for ballot boxes from areas like Khayelitsha and Mitchell's Plain, which are the larger areas with more registered voters. But I'm going to now be speaking to Zackie Achmat, who is one of the few independent candidates who contested the elections this year. He's just going to help us just get a sense of how things have been going over the past 2 days. Mr. Achmat, thank you very much for speaking to us. So you, throughout your campaign, your appeal to South Africans was that they vote for accountability and that they vote against corruption. Based on the boards here today, did they hear you?
I think it's not so much about hearing me. I think that even people, as we look at our national results, the day after the president is elected, the course of our history will change. And the course of our history will change. Why it will change is because MK looks like it's going to become the third largest party in Parliament. It is our duty, whether you're from the left or liberals, to come together to prevent a corrupt government taking over. So what I would say is I don't believe that MK voters voted for corruption. They voted with dissatisfaction with the ANC. They voted because they didn't know what happened to Jacob Zuma and how corrupt he was. And therefore our duty is to make sure that we bring together as many people as possible to resist corruption, to demand accountability. And for me, the pain is that in the Western Cape, apart from MK, that we've seen the rise of the Patriotic Alliance, which is coloured nationalism, which divides African and coloured people, not to mention how dangerous they are in terms of xenophobia. So our duty is to come together as quickly as possible after the president has been elected. If it's a president that will uphold the constitution, we still need to get together in order to make sure that whether we lose or win, to make sure that there's a very broad alliance within society to keep progress or to hold the line against the forces of reaction and anti-constitutionalism.
Now, just getting back to your campaign, I didn't see, I'm not sure what you're on at the moment, but with so many outstanding votes still in the Cape Metro, do you think that there's still a chance?
Look, I think people have rightly in the Western Cape voted for the larger parties to try and maintain a semblance of good governance, not simply in the Western Cape, but throughout the country, to be able to withstand the onslaught by MK. Personally, I'm not sure what the outcome will be. I've rested. My comrades have tried their best, and therefore I'm at peace with that. Going forward, the critical question for me is that the activist forums we formed, the Amachachombe informal backyarders forums, they must continue working. The Disability Forum must continue working. The Queer Revolution must continue working. And of course, the youth. And even if I don't get elected, the critical question for me is we need to ensure that Parliament's rules are changed so that corrupt people can't get away. We need to make sure that the alcohol laws are brought in so that alcohol advertising is banned, alcohol selling alcohol around school is banned, and that the age level is raised. Similarly, I think a very important piece of legislation that I think all of us must champion, anyone who regards safety as an important question in our country, is that neighbourhood watches must be well resourced in working class communities. Thank you.